33 days out, Mr. Architect, where do we stand, sir?
Well, we're in a dogfight, and we're already starting to vote in some states, and the race is tightened. It needs to tighten more for the president to win, and we're in for a horse race. And I want to return to something you brought up at the beginning, because I think it's undergirding everything in this campaign. You were talking about how at the beginning of the debate, President Trump pushed Joe Biden to come out and say where he was on the issue of ending the filibuster and packing the Supreme Court. And as you recall, he wouldn't answer. He said, quote, whatever position I take on that, that'll become the issue. Well, yeah, right. So what do we make of that? There are two ways to take that. What positions could he have? One position could be that he's opposed to ending the filibuster and opposed to packing the court, and he doesn't want to say it because he's afraid of irritating the left of his party. That's plausible, and maybe that's the case, but I doubt it. I think the real reason is that if he says, I'm in favor of packing the court, that means he's going to have to fundamentally change the rules of the United States Senate in a way that will threaten the future prosperity and even the nature of the American experiment. Let me explain that to you. First thing you have to do if you want to pack the court is you have to kill the 60-vote requirement. Right now, in order to take up a measure, there has to be an agreement by 60 members of the House of the Senate that they will take up that measure. So you have to kill the 60-vote rule, the so-called filibuster. You then would be able to pack the court. But in reality, you could pack by having 51 Democrats kill that requirement in the rules. You can then pass a bill to pack the Supreme Court with less than 60 votes, with 51 or 52 votes. In fact, let's be honest about this. You can pass everything they want, all of those nutty proposals, the Green New Deal, free Medicare, or Medicare for all, free college, you name it. They could pass it all with 50 votes in the United States Senate and the vice president voting to break a tie. Think about that. Every single one of these nutty socialist schemes could be passed not by forcing Democrats and Republicans to get together and compromise and get the Senate to agree on something that can get the 60-vote threshold. No. All you got to do is get 50 votes and have Kamala Harris with the gavel, and she breaks any tie. So you don't even need 51 votes. All you got to do is get to 50. And all of these socialist agenda, everything that is in the 110-page Biden-Sanders Unity Task Force recommendations could be passed into law, and nothing could be done about it because they got the votes in the House and 50 votes in the Senate and the Vice President of the United States to break a tie, and it all becomes law, and we may never, ever get that undone again.
All right, so, Carl, with 33 days, how is it he won't answer? Well, we'll let the people decide. To me, Chuck Schumer revealed everything's on the table. That would be the legislative filibuster, gone. Packing the courts, done. It would also mean, well, I'd say all sorts of things. Statehood for D.C.,
Sean,
for Puerto Rico.
All that laundry list that you just spent 5 minutes talking about could be passed just like that because all you need is 50 votes. Look, I think the President of the United States should simply assume that he got his answer. Joe Biden is not going to say. So the president ought to say the reason that he's not answering that question is because he intends to do just exactly that. Take away the guardrails. The Constitution, the founders wrote the Constitution in order to have the Senate be the body that cools the passions of the House. House elected with 2-year terms, senators elected with 6-year terms, House originally elected by the people, and the Senate elected by their state legislatures. Now we're both popularly elected. But there was a deliberate attempt to insulate the Senate so it could slow down things and make things move more slowly and cause the passions to be cooled and do the right thing and force over the course of time the two parties to come to an agreement. All gone. Every one of those nutty schemes that you just listed out could be passed by 50 votes. The president ought to say, you know what? Joe gave America the answer. He wants to end the 60-vote requirement, end the idea that we have to have compromise in the United States Senate, and grease the skids for passing this radical agenda that's listed in the 110 pages of the Biden, and go online. He said that there is no manifesto. Google Biden, Sanders, Unity Task Force recommendations, and bam, there's the manifesto right there.
110 pages. Carl Rove, thank you. We have